I did think about bringing along a favourite rock, but then I'd have to choose, and then that would be rather difficult. My name is Maxine Ackhurst. I'm a geologist at the British Geological Survey, and I'm based in Edinburgh. I work on the geological storage of carbon dioxide emissions so that they are not released to the atmosphere and have an impact on the climate. I have been in the decarbonisation sector since 2008. In the Industrial Decarbonisation Research and Innovation Centre, I lead a small team to enable us to increase our information and update the National CO2 Storage Database. The other role is the Academic Cluster Lead, where I've led research projects looking at CO2 storage offshore Scotland. I love learning. I still love learning. I think I continue to learn every day. And when I was at school, my greatest interests were the sciences, particularly the natural sciences, the biology, zoology, and physical sciences, physics, geography, and geology, for me, pulls together all of those things. So it's the biology, the fossils of the Earth. It's the physics of the Earth. It's the chemistry of the Earth. It's the physical geography of the Earth. It was a light bulb moment for me. So where I was born and grew up and I went to school was in Gloucestershire, which is in the west of England. And we went on school field trips to look at the geology. The rocks that are there, they were deposited in sort of a warm tropical environment. They don't contain dinosaurs, but they do contain oysters, sea urchins, fossils that are called ammonites that you see, the sort of spiral shapes. They are the evidence of what Gloucestershire was like 150 million years ago. So it was not like it is today, but it was sort of a shallow tropical sea, like the current day in the Bahamas. And that link between what it was like in the past, where I lived, to what it is like now, that was really what inspires me. The phrase in geology is the past is the key to the future. And it sounds a bit of a funny phrase, but what you can see in the past can happen in the future. So you ask the question, how much education do you need for this field to become a geologist? I think you need to have a good broad education in physical and natural sciences, so including your maths. Imagination is a good thing as well, because it's a bit like history, but with more zeros on the end of the years. It's not hundreds of years ago, but, hundreds of millions of years ago. There are a range of jobs that you can have with a degree in geology. You may not realise, but everything around you has something to do with geology. So if you're building bricks or concrete, you need cement from limestones, you need sand and gravel, you might need water. Where does the water come from? The water comes from rocks underneath the ground. To do the sort of thing that I do, you would need to have a higher degree, an MSc as a minimum, or a PhD. But then I didn't think I was capable of having an MSc or a PhD, so I managed it. It may not be your strongest point, perhaps, but how do you know until you try? Persistence is everything. I haven't had any barriers apart from the initial surprise when I was first appointed that the new field geologist was a woman. And some people looked a bit surprised, but they gradually got the hang of it. And I would be pleased to say that I am just as good as anybody else. And I think that I have proved that in my work. The equipment that you use as a field geologist is really very basic. really importantly, you need a hand lens. If you're going to be able to say whether that rock is made out of crystals or it's made out of grains, or you want to be able to identify the fossils, you have something as basic as a hand lens. I didn't bring my tape measure here because it's a bit long, but you also then have other measuring devices. Now this is my compass. Now this is what geologists use. They have a little mirror in here and they have a scale in here so that you can put this on the rock and you can measure the angle. Mine's got a bubble in it because I sat on it, but that helps you to know whether it's horizontal or not. To take a sample, you need a hammer. This is my favourite one. So for the harder the rocks you have, the bigger the hammer that you have. This one's for hard rocks. If you're looking for little fossils, I have a small one. I rather like this one. It's got a nice weight to it. I've written my name on the handle. Let's face it, I don't want somebody taking mine. I was out on field work doing geological mapping and we came across some big beds of sandstone and then there was a little black layer and in it there were some fossils from the deep sea about 450 million years ago. But it was a combination of fossils that looked so unusual. It was as if all of the fossils had died at the same time. So we had the fossil, we had the one that ate that, and the one that ate that. And some of them were extremely rare. For geologists, they were really, really exceptional. Just a little black layer of rock in what would otherwise be a rather soggy stream bed in Scotland. The UK has the sort of geological formations that are suitable for CO2 storage. I hope, and I would like to see in my lifetime, that the technologies to do that are implemented in the UK. It is implemented in Norway, and it has been in operation in the USA for decades. They can do it, we can do it. Let's use our geology.